Look, come on, there you go. Sweet.
Okay, let's see if this connects now. Okay, everyone should be connecting back now. So sorry, I just had to change the quick code on the stream because it was in private because of the pre-settings. So let's see if I can.
I think.
The tester?
Yeah, we're live now. Yes.
Yeah. So sorry. We'll have to go back and change that one. So sorry.
Let's see. Let's hope people see it again.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know where to go from there. I'm sorry, guys. We had some technical difficulties. We were in the middle of the class that Cookie was giving regarding color theory. We were just trying to make it a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys could see what was going on. But, technology is what it is. So we were talking about making that harmonious with the blue and the shades. So I'll give you guys the floor and then we'll continue with the rest.
Good to give me some time to say what Cookie was trying to say. So he told me what he wanted to say is basically when he chooses main colors for his kits, rather than like some people might choose, a bunch of flashy colors like a blue and a green and a red and a yellow, and they have a few main colors. He just chooses his main colors within the same uniform, like here, this range. Like for example, if you look at the camphor, he has like two different tones of blue, and that's what he would call the main color. And then how he tries to create color contrast is he uses the flashy colors for the detail parts. And that's how he creates kind of like a visual interest. So his detail parts, for example, if you look at the camphor, are red and yellow or metallics. So that's how he chooses the main colors and the detail colors. And when he chooses the detail colors, for example, on a kit that's blue, he'll choose the color on the opposite end of the color wheel. So like red would be opposite color for the blue. So you'll see, for example, on the camphor, the red are like 2 points there, right? With that, I don't know what you call that, the cannon thing. But he said even when he chooses the red, like we were talking about this last night because he was trying to tell me what he was going to explain. So even when he chooses a red, say those two cannon things on the camphor, they're quite like a protruding part, and if he chooses a red that's too deep and too bright, it'll take away from the rest of the kit. So even when he chooses a red, he chose a pretty like a toned down and light red in this case. Whereas, say, if you looked at his Yak Doga, which I think we don't have a big picture of it, but it's in the display case picture. For the Yak Doga, there's red parts on the shield here, and he chose a deeper red for that because he wanted to make that like a visual point of visual concentration, like for people to look at that part. So that's how there's actually a lot going on. I don't know if I'm explaining it that well.
That's okay. You are.
Yeah, and
so
then,
good.
we were looking at all the kits in our display case last night. He was telling me about how he uses all the different kits. And then say for if a kit is particularly with a flashy design, like his Nightingale that he made, the design is really futuristic, it's very detailed. He will only choose one color. So you'll notice for his Resin Nightingale, there's only one red. Whereas, say for the camphor, because it's a relatively 이건 안 보일 거야. 우리만 보여. Whereas for the camphor, it's a relatively like a simpler design compared to the Nightingale, and it's also like an older style. So it could look a little bit boring if you only choose one tone. So he chose two tones for that. But say another example for the Shinanju, it's such a flashy kit already that even though he only chose one color tone for the Shinanju, and that means the main color is just one color, it's already so flashy that if he thought, for example,
Ah.
for his Shinanju, if he had chosen two different tones, if he had tried to create a color separation with like two different reds, he thought that would be way too flashy. So if you looked at the picture of the Shinanju
On 37?
standing beside the Sazabi, you'll notice that the Sazabi, it has two tones. He actually meant to do three tones, but at that time he wasn't like that familiar with the top coat he was using. So that was actually meant to be three tones of red, but it turned out to look like just two because the top coat covered the third tone. But you can see the design difference. The Sazabi, it's quite bulky and there's less details on certain parts that are so big, so you need to create that kind of visual interest and contrast with the tone separation, whereas with the Shinanju it's already so detailed that it would look messy and a bit too much if he had created color separation there, and he didn't need to for it to still be a flashy kit.
I see.
He also considers the design of the kit, so the more futuristic, the more flashy and detailed it is, the less color tones. So that's
Okay.
So it's to strike a balance, for example.
yeah, it's all about balance. And then also the same with decals and detail parts. So he's always controlling like how much decals he used. He wouldn't use too many decals on a kit that is already really flashy, or a kit that has quite a simple color scheme. So if he used a one tone on a kit, he wouldn't overpower it with a bunch of decals. And same for etching parts. 이건 무슨
같은
말이야?
원리.
이거 보여줘서 얘기 한번 해. He has another example.
이것도 보면
Oh,
For
okay.
Example. If you look at this,
메인 컬러 흰색으로 잡아서 통일감을 주고
the main color, the uniform color is white.
그리고 마크에도 컬러를 약간 다르게 반대로 컬러를 써서
And the logo color is like a really bright, kind of flashy color. It's like a blue and orange.
그래서 디테일을 선택한 거다.
And so in this case, they've chosen to put the focus on the detail part, which is that logo.
근데 이 로고들이 너무 다양하게 많이 들어가
But
있으면
if there were too many logos on this pair of shoe,
그러면 통일감도 어떻게 보면 해칠 수도 있고
then it could lose that sense of uniformity.
그리고 또 너무 정신없이 화려해질 수는 있지만 너무 정신없이 시선을 어디다 둬야 될지를 잘 모를
And
수도
you
있고
wouldn't know like where to put your eyes and where to look at if there were too many logos. It, like kind of like too many decals.
I see.
케빈 모자
Like
Oh, and he's pointing out also Kevin's hat. It's the same theory. Kevin's hat 얘기 좀 해봐.
Did your logo over your
So
hat
if you look
again?
at Kevin's hat,
기본 베이스
the
컬러는
base color is
검정이지만
black.
마크를 잘 보이게 돋보이게 하기 위해서
But-
컬러를 썼다.
But
화려하게.
to create like a focus on the logo, they've used a variety of different like flashy colors. So it's about you thinking where you're trying to get the viewer point of focus on what you've made. And on
Right,
Kevin's
right.
hat, it's the logo.
그래서 유니콘 건담처럼
So for example, a kit that's like the unicorn,
그렇게 엄청 화려하게 생긴 디자인을 가지고
a
있는
really
kit은
flashy, futuristic design.
그 컬러를 흰색을 너무 다양하게 쓰면
You wouldn't use too many white tones on that.
그러면
Right.
가지고 있는 통일성을 해쳐서 오히려 더 멋이 없을 수도
Then
있다.
you could lose the uniformity of the unicorn design, and it could just actually look not as good.
내가 생각했을 때
So
사이코
what-
프레임 부분이 강조돼야 될 부분이기 때문에 그렇게 많은 면적을 차지하고 있지 않았나 그렇게 생각을 한다. 그 사이코 프레임 부분이 굉장히 좀 많이 이렇게 보이잖아.
There's a lot of you can see a lot of the psycho frame on the unicorn Gundam. So
그래서 유니콘 건담이 그 부분을 반다이에서 좀 제대로 어필하기 위해서 그렇게 많은 부분들의 면적을 사이코 프레임을 보여준 범위 이렇게 범위.
So I don't know if I understood properly. 그래서 psycho frame은 강조하려고 많이 보여줬다. So he thinks like the psycho frame is the point of the unicorn Gundam. So that's why there's so many parts on the unicorn Gundam that you can see the psycho frame. So that's the focus of the kit, and not really color separation or like
Yeah,
decals.
for sure, definitely. Yeah.
So it's that. So
So he's gonna say something.
그래서
So
그런 건담한테 여기서 더 화려하게 하기 위해서 다양하게 또 컬러를 써보면 오히려 더 해칠 수가 있다.
So on a Gundam design like that, if you consider the design, if you look at the design of the Unicorn Gundam and you know that the focus is a cycle frame, you shouldn't use like too many colors or decals on a kit like that.
Ah.
그래서 많은 사람들이 만들 때 무조건 화려하게 하기보다는 우선 킷의 디자인을 제일 먼저 파악을 하고 거기에
So a lot of people, rather than just trying to make like a really flashy and trying to do as much as they can with a kit, they should actually consider the design of the kit first.
그래서 원톤으로 할지 투톤으로 할지는 디자인을 보고 선택을 하면 됩니다.
And decide whether they're going to use one tone or two tone by looking at the design of the kit and what the focus is meant to be.
그리고 포인트로 재미 요소, 화려함을 주고 싶을 때는 너무 큰 부분에 있는 것보다는 작은 파츠들을
And when you want to create like a visual interest, rather than using a really flashy color on a really big part, you should instead do it on like the smaller detail parts.
이것도 보면 내가
So for example,
이것도
this-
내가 지금 실수한 조금 아쉬운 부분이 하나가
so
있는데
there's something here that he felt like he could have done better.
이
Oh,
흰색 부분, 이 흰색 부분이
So these white parts here,
너무 범위가 큰데도 불구하고 너무 밝게 흰색을 줘서
those white parts are actually really big, and he made them all white.
너무 시선이 이쪽으로 많이 가는 게
So
있거든요.
it seems like it's taken too much of the visual. So he felt like 그럼 어떻게 했었으면
조금 더 톤 다운을 시켰어요.
하얀색을 좀 더.
하얀색.
So he felt like maybe he could have used like a less bright white or a little bit of a duller or darker color on that part because there's too much. It steals the visual too much.
So-
yeah.
So what he's going for is something easy on the eyes, something that the eyes can actually look upon without feeling completely overcharged with detail. So striking that balance is important to him. That's where he kind of goes into whenever he chooses a color scheme or whatever he is. He takes what the kit is for. So if you take, for example, like he was speaking of the Sananju, you look at it, you don't look at it because of the color, you look at it because of how flashy it is, right? So striking a balance is important when you're choosing your color and what to do with it. That's it helps a lot because I think one of the most difficult things for people when they start painting or customizing is they get stuck in this limbo of like, what color scheme am I going to use for my kit? And I think that's a very smart way of approaching this problem and solving it. So I don't know what you think, Derek.
I'm actually agreeing to it because I do understand, because if you look at the chain mine the moment ago, because the white was so apparent, it almost made me think about, so what am I looking at exactly, right? Because that highlighted, right? So I do understand what you mean now, which, to be honest, I'm really bland at painting. So this is a good learning experience for me to try to figure how to scale back the color so that I can see the bigger picture.
Yeah, it's actually harder to hold yourself back. And I think that's the case with, especially with resin, because there's so much free range. It's not like Bandai kits that come with a set of water slide decals that tells you where to put the decals. You have to decide everything.
Yeah.
You have to decide the color if you're customizing. And yeah, so when you make those choices, I actually also find that it's harder to hold back.
Yeah.
And I'm always holding back. And it's easy to overdo it. So I'm always like, I want to do this. But I always have to decide like what to take away. Is what I actually do.
It's
So
a learning
thank you.
process. Yes.
Kevin?
It's actually,
Oh, I was gonna quickly ask, so with the chain mine area, because of the color difference, was that all hand painted?
이거 손 도색했냐고.
이거?
The white part isn't gonna be hand painted. But 근데 여기 앞에는 손으로 했잖아, 이런 거 빨간색. Yeah, so just like the really small parts, like the white and silver, 은색도 masking 했지.
Red point is hand painting.
Oh.
Enamel?
Wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah, enamel hand painting, and
Holy shoot.
only the small parts.
this one is black and red.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one black red. It is hand painting, enamel.
That's tiny.
Wow, that's so, yeah.
That's very small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. No,
So you
honestly,
you wouldn't hand paint the really large parts because it's not as smooth.
Right,
Of
right,
course.
right. Yeah.
okay. Thank you
Alright.
so much, Cookie, for that on the color theory. It really does help because for like I say it again, for people who are starting out, they really do need a reference on like how am I going to go about this, and it's really nice a master such as yourself to take the time to teach us what goes through your head.
이게 그 스케일적인 부분은 유튜브나 찾아보면 자료에 너무 많아서 굳이 내가 얘기 안 해줘도 다른 걸 통해 다 습득할 수가 있는데
He said that he didn't focus on like the technical stuff, like how to scribe panel lines or whatever, because there's already so much of that on YouTube. But
Right, right.
노력해서 만들었는데 이런 이론들이 제대로 접목이 안 되면 나중에 봤을 때 스킬이 업됐을 때 조금 페인팅을 다시 할 수는 없으니까 이미 했던 거니까.
so,
그래서
but
좀-
he said like even though you can you can spend a lot of time on these technical parts, like you can panel line really well and stuff, but when you look back at your kit and you feel like, oh, I didn't use a color really well,
그래서 조금 아쉬울 수도 있지 않을까.
you could feel like, oh, that's too bad. So he thinks color choice is really important.
It is, yeah,
So, yeah.
It is very, yeah.
very important.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the
thank
lesson
you.
there. So
I
then,
think.
sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in order to keep things in the time limit that we had actually spoken of, because of everything that just occurred, we're gonna go on to just slide 54 and talk about this little new, the Resin new right here, the bust. Yeah. So, I love the new, and I just wanted to know how far is this from being completed?
얼마나 했냐 이제.
I finished it washing. Yeah, next time is put in the decal.
Wow.
The decal.
You're already up to the point where you're a decal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, did he already
Oh.
paint it?
Holy shoot.
Yeah, I painted finish. Now next I decal print. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Decal stage.
yeah.
Shoot.
Maybe next month I finish it.
Ooh. Could you put that closer? I want to take it all in. Oh my god.
That
yes.
thing's massive.
Dude, look
No,
at the
look at the-
smoothness. Look at the finish on that thing.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Show you a few more, I think. Yeah, so he's been working on it a lot lately. Oh, here's the torso.
Holy shoot. That
Oh my
thing's-
god.
That's a cup.
That is. Oh wow.
That's the
That
size
is-
of a cup.
That is amazing.
And,
Wow.
he's talked a lot about redefining panel lines. Oh, which we didn't talk about. I talked about it with him last night. Is he talks about when you're working on resin kits, he tries to rescribe the panel lines, even parts where, like, say sometimes on resin kits they might not have a panel line like here, but there should really be. So he thinks that it's important to like redefine parts like this as well, and it just
Yeah.
creates more of like a look of separation.
Mm.
And yeah, so yeah. We talked
Yeah.
about that.
Awesome. I can't wait to see it finish. My last question for this is you were speaking of decals. Where do you actually get decals that big? Do they come included?
이 큰 데칼 어디서 샀냐고.
이거 들어가 있는 데칼인데
다 들어가 있는 데칼 아니잖아, 쓰는 거.
쓰는 거?
Well, there are decals that come with most resin kits.
Oh.
그리고
우리
데칼
일본에서-
데칼 거의 작은 거 위주로 많이 붙이는 거.
Yeah, talking about decals, I mean, like, he likes to buy, he likes to use smaller decals rather than the really big ones. So usually for the big resin kits, they come kind of larger decals, what might be for PG, but he thinks that decals that are too big on kits like this, he thinks it doesn't really look that good. It looks a little bit childish, like a toy. Whereas in real life, to scale, the font would probably be a lot smaller than what you would think. So we actually bought a lot of our decals in Japan, and when we go to Japan, we buy like a pack of 10 of them, and they're like MG decals, general decals.
Oh,
And
yes.
then he just chooses. Yeah, they're just general decals. They're not necessarily made for this kit, but he does have a set of decals
okay.
that's made for this kit as well that came with the resin kit. So he uses
Wow.
both. especially the large marking, he'll use that from the resin kit, and then for the smaller stuff, he'll
Oh man.
Use a
So
smaller,
these are smaller general ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for that. We're gonna finish off his segment with a picture here that you guys shared of your showcase, your little what you guys have out there. This is in your house, right? This is in your apartment.
Yes.
Dang.
Okay.
Oh,
That is
shoot.
very impressive case.
that is. I know.
버스트 여기 안 들어가서 팔았다고.
무슨 버스트? 뉴가?
아니 FSS.
Say, oh, 얘기했어. 아까 팔았다고. He was just like, oh, the FSS bus is not in here.
No.
No, not yet.
He sold it, yeah.
Oh, he sold it. Oh no.
Yeah, the one that we were talking about how we sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit. You said because it's too big.
So where you go put the Kshatriya then?
Kshatriya? I don't know. Kshatriya 어디서 모르겠다.
지난 캠퍼 밑으로 내리고 옆에다가.
Kshatriya 들어가? 여기? Oh, he said it'll fit in. He said he thinks it'll fit in there, but he'll have to move like maybe the camper.
I was gonna say you gonna move a lot.
You're gonna be moving a lot of things. That thing's huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you so much, Cookie, for sharing your thoughts and walking us through your journey for this. We just want to end everything by just asking your quick opinion on these 3 upcoming resin kits that we have here. For example, slide 58, we have the Everyday Studio 1100 Gundam Curios conversion kit. Would this be?
He froze.
He froze again. Computer issue.
Would this be something you'd like?
Oh God.
이거 관심 있냐고.
Yeah.
그냥 사이즈가 조금 작아서.
He said it's a little bit small, so he likes the
Wow.
PG size.
Ooh.
Oh wow,
Ooh.
true challenge. The true challenge.
Yeah.
Man.
But he thinks it looks cool.
Mhm.
너무 디테일스럽지 않아 오빠 스타일로?
아 이렇게만 봐서는 모르고. 엄청 디테일하긴 하지.
Yeah, so he prefers the PG sizes, but he thinks it looks cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Although it's hard to tell, like just looking at this, he said.
Yeah, it's only one picture. I'm so sorry. I couldn't find another picture of it being finished
That's
yet
okay.
because it's pre-order right now. So
Pre-order, yeah. And then we have the high new here, Silver Rogues 1100 RX98. This is the high new, but this is a 1100, so I'm sure he doesn't really. That's not his style.
Yeah.
이거 안 좋아하겠다.
Oh no, it is very cool.
He likes the high new.
Yeah.
He likes this mobile suit. Like, so he's not as interested in the curios, really. So maybe that's why. But he thinks this looks cool. I don't foresee him making this one just because it's empty. But he told me, yeah, he thought it looks cool.
nice.
Oh,
Nice.
very nice.
Okay. So then the next one here is a 160 scale Virtue.
Oh, really? I didn't realize. 이거 PG 사이즈라고.
Oh, I know.
He
yeah.
is sumo.
How do you feel? Yeah.
이거 괜찮은 것 같은데 약간 좀 다리 부분에 약간 디테일업을 좀 해주면 훨씬 더 멋있어.
He said it would be nicer if there were more details on the legs.
Yeah.
조그만 아기 같은.
He said it looks like a child.
Oh, it's a fat baby. It's a Michelin baby.
It's a chubby baby.
Yes, he is.
All right. It is cute.
I think that's
Well,
my opinion.
Hey, you guys both do resin kits, so I'm sure that maybe one of these days we'll see you guys tackle something a little. This is from Double O.
Yep.
Double O.
Yep. Gundam 00. So.
Double O. So maybe one day, who knows? But anyway, we really just want to thank you, Cookie. I mean, seriously, man, thank you so much for being part of the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh man.
I visit. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, what was he gonna say? He's gonna come visit?
날 초대해서 너무 고마워.
He said thanks for inviting him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
No, definitely. It was
But you said we can come visit you, right?
Yes.
anytime.
of course.
Absolutely.
You guys can quarantine at our house for 2 weeks too.
그때 가서 한번 또 초대해 주면
When
재밌게 그때는 더 얘기할 수 있을 것 같아요.
He said if his English gets better, he hopes he can like talk to you guys more fluently.
Oh,
Oh,
I-
definitely.
we will message him. When you guys come over, all three of us are gonna take a ride over to Edmonton so we can meet up with Ryan Lau,
Yeah.
and we could all just hang out and talk about
Yeah.
Gundam all day.
I was saying I'm
Alright.
a fan of Ryan. 다음에 만약에 갈 때 그 다 같이 가서 그 어떤 그 건담 만드는 사람 다 같이 만나자고.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you so much.
Don't worry about it. So I don't know if you, Derek and Kevin, you guys have any finishing thoughts
No.
to let them know.
I was.
Just great. Oh,
You go ahead,
Go on.
buddy. No.
I was gonna say, great honor to have both of you guys on here. It was awesome meeting both of you, and all I can say is I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next, and I can't wait for the Crustacea.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's gonna happen. 그 샷이
Yeah.
기대한다고.
건담 끝나고 만들겠다.
아이,
I can't
he
wait.
said, he said, yeah, I'll make it after the new bust, and I told him not to say stuff like that. Don't say it.
I don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting.
Okay.
No, I've loved for you guys to be on here. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so sorry for the computer technical difficulties I have. But by all means, I'm very excited to see your new Gundam when it's finished, and
Oh my
then
God, yes.
other funny kits. One of these times, I'll probably catch up with you because I love painting and building Warhammer myself. I love.
Oh
playing
yeah.
with you. So.
Yeah.
So, but
Good.
we'll maybe do that another time. We'll maybe meet up again. We'll talk about
Sharon?
that too.
Sharon, how do you say thank you in Korean?
감사합니다. 감사합니다.
I'm gonna say
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Oh, thank you so much.
감사합니다.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for the viewers out there, remember to join our Discord server. The link will be in the description once this is over. And with Patreon, like I told you, we will be announcing new things that we're going to be doing with our Patreon, so we can get that going a little bit in the coming weeks. Remember that we are part of G Squad, and this is GTS. This is the season finale. We always save the best for last. And in this case, Cookie and Frosted.Snow, thank you again. We will see you guys here with GTS coming back for season 3 in February. We're taking a 2-month break because we deserve it. And we will see you guys here in February. So take care. See you guys.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.